I mean, I look at her, right? There's always a smile on her face. And her ears aren't prick forward looking at stuff, and they're not like, they're just, everything's, she's focused on you, and that's the piece you can't put your finger on, and it's the most important piece going forward in a horse's life. I think she's a lovely horse, got a lot of talent and good gaits. But all that's fine, but if you can't work with them, you know, you may get there with a difficult horse anyway, but there's nothing like having a horse who works for you. So make that round and trot with her again. But she seems, well, I mean, I've known her for 20 minutes. She seems like about the nicest, most straight-up horse you could imagine.
Yeah, she is.
But, and she just strikes me that way. Her body language and the look in her face and everything suggests that. So trot when you're ready. But you have to take the things that she struggles with and work on them. Keep her together. Use your wrist. Move the bit a little with your left right hand. There. There. Make another canter transition when you're ready. But actually, with your wrist, make her a little rounder all the way through the transition. Like, try to actually play her nose in a little bit as if that was already better again. You know what? You can do tons of that. Trot, canter transitions. Lots of them, huh? That's Young Horse 101. That gives, you know, that gives a horse so many skills going forward in their life.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I think you can also, I think you ride her beautifully. You sit well on her, you know, you're in the right place all the time. And I'll tell you what, just being able to sit there, keep your seat down, your calf on, your body vertical, contact with their mouth. When they get strong in your hand, teaching them to let go and be supple. Those are the things that make a Grand Prix horse at the end of the day. So when you're ready, trot with her. Keep her soft. Don't let her pull. Keep the leg on. Good. Get less bending. Try to stretch her down deeper now. Not short. Not running. Long and low. But the key word with the low here is long. And she reaches her nose forward. Let her reach. Let her. I'll tell you, there's nothing not to like about that horse. Well, I suppose once in a blue moon you see one of these horses that at 5 years old is like this freak mover, right? If you look at a tape of Tolis when he was in the young horse stuff when he was 5 and 6, he didn't do what he does now. That somehow came later.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think at the end of the day, when I'm looking at 4 and 5-year-old horses, you know what I want to see? 3 nice gaits that are a 7 or a 7.5. I don't want to see the 9 and 8 and 9 gait. Sometimes the best, you know, the bottom falls out on that. You know? That mare has just absolutely perfect gaits to make a dressage horse out. And for a big horse, I'm kind of, you know, astonished with her being 5 and being ridden as little as she has been relatively, that she has really, really pretty darn good balance. Like, I would expect to see her more on her forehand or what, you know, and she's really a pretty good balanced horse. I mean, I wouldn't change a thing about her. I think she's, I mean, I have, you know, haven't looked at her standing on the cross ties, but walking in here, lovely relationship of neck and back, and the way her withers is put on her, and her hind legs, and the way she uses herself, and you just have that, you know, 3 years ahead of you in developing her, right?
Yeah.
And she's yours, and you love her, and you're going to train her, and make a great horse out of her.
Well, the best thing about her is she's like this thread every single day.
See, I like that walk.
Okay.
Okay, this walk here, for a working, I mean, yes, I know that her nose, her pull's that much lower than what the test says it's supposed to be. You're not riding the test. You want her to reach, and a big horse like this, you want to teach her to reach down out and build that top line.
Okay.
But if I look at the quality of your walk, it's at least 8, this walk. It's absolutely beautiful, the way she wants to. You know, and the other thing is, yeah, they're supposed to be using their hind legs and blah, 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 right? We know that. But, there is a certain thing in a walk with a horse. If I have a trot or a canter where my horse is pulling himself through his front legs, I'm pretty much screwed. But there is something about a horse in the walk that grabs a hold of the ground with its front legs. That's Ann Ribbon said that. She said, I like to see a horse who's aggressive with his front legs about reaching for a walk. She says, very rarely do those horses have a bad walk when the end of the day comes. It's interesting. Ann Ribbons is also the one who said, you know what you have when you have a 75% Grand Prix horse with a bad walk? a 65% grip. But she's right, that's how bad they kill you. If you go on a short side with a pacing horse, you're dead meat. I mean, unless you're one of the anointed one or two that gets away with it, you know, they kill you. Well, you know. Good. What do you think? Great walk. Now, you have to sit where you are and keep her reaching through the bit and then close your leg and she has to trot and nothing changes but the gait. And that's, you know, I mean, that's one of those things with young horses that requires a lot of diligence and a lot of practice. Close your leg and sit back. Sit. Yep. You know, if she was 16 too and you were my size, I would tell you to, you know, to be a little careful about how deep you sit. She's an enormous horse and you're not an enormous person. You can sit on her, in, you know, your seat, you can sit on her like she's a normal third, fourth level horse. Don't be shy about sitting down her back. It's a lot better for her. Better she learns to carry you over her midsection than you're over her withers. Good. Make that neck reach out a little more. Good. Straight ahead of the long side. Yep. Yep. Trot on. Trot on. Play with that contact a little. Trot on. Make her reach for the ride. That's right. Great. Great. Make her reach down and out for the ride. Inner leg on. So circle here, and when you're ready, develop a canter. But you need to keep the contact. And sometimes you may have to make it a tiny little bit rounder, and you have to do a little more, but your seat stays there, and your leg pushes, and your hand gathers, and you ride her together between your leg and your hand. Side, within her being minimally straight. And sometimes, you know what you have to teach a horse to do? Teach her to stay flexed an inch to the right, but be supple on your left rein.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's a more complicated ride, but that's what big shot riders do. Trot up. Trot on. Trot on. Good. Make her stay bent to the right, but keep her supple in your left rein. Now trot on more. Keep her supple on your left rein. She stays bent right, but supple on your left rein. Now develop it into a canter and keep making her supple on your left rein. That's exactly right. It's, you know, everybody can get up and pull their head to the right. Huh? Everybody can do that. Not everybody can keep a horse flexed to the right but supple on the other rein. Good. Make sure you have an outside rein. There you go. Make sure you have an outside rein. Good. Straight ahead. Sit back. Sit back. Make her supple in your right rein, but keep her on your left rein. You have to be a little bit the glue that holds her together there, you know. I don't want you to, you know, hold her together, but you have to keep her supple and keep her sitting back, so she has to learn to balance herself onto her hind end to get some strength on her hind end. Circle. Yep. 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 Make sure you have an outside rein. There you go. Good. Make sure you have an outside rein. Good. 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 Great. Great. There you go. Great. Make sure you have an outside rein. Nice. And when you're ready, you go ahead and trot with her, but don't ride less aggressive. You have to a little bit ride it together into her. Yeah, bring her back in your left rein. Not so much bend, not so much bend, too much bend. Excellent transition, a little too much bend.
Okay.
No sense riding something into them that you're not doing well. Good. You know, part of this too, what you're trying to acquire, you're trying to build muscle memory with the horse, right?
Yeah.
Muscle memory. 5,000 repetitions of anything to start to acquire muscle memory. You know, that's why repeating the right thing frequently is the best thing for a horse. That's how they learn muscle memory. When you're ready to trot them, into that suppling left rein. Yeah, into that softening outside rein. Don't overbend in. Good. Now go rising and slow down. Make her reach down. Down slower. Longer lower neck. Way longer lower neck. Way down out with her nose. Out as well as down. Yep. Actually, to look at her, she looks like a giant Printina.
Yep. I thought the same thing.
She does. She looks like a giant Printina.
Yep.
You look at pictures of Printina with Debbie, and she looks 17-1. She's tiny. You know, the good thing is, there is absolutely nothing to fix. got 3 lovely gates. She wants to be known. She wants to carry herself. She wants to work. She wants to go forward. I mean, I go a lot of places to see a lot of horses, and I don't see 3 young horses a year that come out and I go, there's nothing to fix, there's just development. So I think you're probably winning the tiara at this point.